Hi guys, today I have a really exciting update for my Pan Those eyeshadows. I did this project for more than a year now. I always just picked 5 random shades in my collection, try to hit pan on them. Once I hit pan on something, they get rolled out, I'll roll something back in. So of course I had 5 shades I was working on as of last update, which was just a month ago. It's been a while since I did my monthly updates because, you know, last year was crazy. Anyways, out of the 5 shades I was working on last month, I hit pan on 4. Crazy, I know. I don't know how it happened, don't ask me. Actually, I have 5 pans because I also got a bonus pan. But before we do that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell button so you will be notified when I upload similar contents. Let's mix it up a little bit this time. I always show you the pans first, but I decide this time I will show you the one shade I didn't get to hit pan on. So this one is my Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette. In this one, I picked this coral matte shade on the bottom right here. I barely used it. I really just probably used it 3 or 4 times. This color is very similar to some of the shades I was panning before this update, so I was really just color fatigued, I guess. So I decided to put it away, didn't use it until I got so many pans in other shades. I took it out, only used it a few times, so you can probably barely see a little dip in there, not really. So I am gonna try to focus on that next update and hopefully we can get pans sooner or later. All right, the next one is from my Essence Fairy Wings and Magical Things palette. This shade has been in the project for quite a while now. I feel maybe since last summer-ish. I just didn't really touch it for the longest time and I finally decided I need to work on it. Otherwise, I should just toss it. It shouldn't be sitting here in my project taking a space. So I was panning the shade It's Magic, which is this deeper kind of purple color right here. The color payoff is terrible. It barely shows up on my eyes, so I really went in with a heavy hand. I dug my brush in there, packed it on my eyes, didn't see much color, which is fine. And I probably would never touch that shade again. It's just so not worth it. I'm glad I hit pan on it. I learned my lesson, not a great color, don't buy it, but I don't need to look at that one anymore. Then I have 2 shades in my BH Cosmetics Silvagani palette. What are the chances, right? So I actually have 2 shades in the same palette. So the 2 colors here are S Club and Rosé. I kept calling it Rose because I didn't see it spelled the right way, I guess. It's actually Rosé. And look at that pan. That's crazy. Look at how big that pan is. I hit pan on it and I just kept on using it because it's a pretty color. So, you know, I almost finished it. That's just insane. And I love it if you can't tell. But now I'm gonna put that one away. And also I hit pan on this shade right here, S Club. I also have a pretty decent sized pan in there. So I used that as a transition color. I used Rosé in the middle of my lid. I think those 2 colors really played well together. I just continued to use that color combination and I have really large size pans now. So really happy about that. And the last shade I have pan in is my Modern Renaissance palette from ABH. In here, I chose the shade Warm Taupe. It's a, I don't know what you call it though. It's like a warm taupe color, but really when you swatch it out, it's rather deep. It's actually rather deep. So I used that color in my eyebrows. Can you believe it? Because it looks really light compared to my brows. This is not the shade in my brows right now, but it definitely is much deeper than what it is in here. So, you know, I hit a decent sized pan and I'm not too crazy about it in my brows. So, you know, when I have a good sized pan, I just kind of quit it. Also, I hit pan in this shade called Antique Bronze. I actually have a bigger size pan in here. I used this in my outer V most of the days and I really like the look. I thought it was a cute, not super strong kind of look. It gave me some depth. I really think this palette is going to be so easy to pan because all the shades are so soft. The pans are really small. So I might even just consider panning this as a whole. All right, so right now I have 290 eyeshadow shades in my collection. that I could pan in this project. So I am going to randomize now. I have my randomizer ready and I put in the number 290. Let's randomize now. These shades, oh, the shades are 106, 194, 210, and 243. I've mentioned this before. I sort all of my colors from the smallest pan to biggest pan. So when I get to the 200 ranges, it means the pans are larger. So I'm always a little nervous when that happens, but let's see what those colors are. All right, shade 106 is my Marc Jacobs Style Icon number 7 palette. One of those. It's been a while since I touched those palettes. It's the Dreamer palette. The shade is a copper shimmery color. They don't have shade names, so we shall see what that one looks like. And the shade 194 is interesting. This is a Wet n Wild Trail, the Spoiled Army Brat Trail. I believe I have 2 pans in that trail already. This is the only one that had that was left that didn't have pan in it, and it's the middle color, so we shall see what that looks like. And then I have the shade 210, which is my Urban Decay Naked palette. Wow, the shade is called Dark Horse. If I remembered it correctly, it's a really dark color. Ooh, it's a dark brown though, so it's probably okay. Hopefully that's okay. I can just put it in my outer V or something. Oh, the last shade. This is another Wet n Wild color. It's a single. It's the shade Nutty. It's been years since I touched that color. If I remember correctly, that one is pretty dark too. So now let me go fetch all those shades and swatch them out so we can see what they look like all together. All right, I think we need to acknowledge this is not a good situation. Nowhere near ideal. It's pretty bad. This is what it is. It's so red and so deep. Oh my goodness. I feel the top 4 colors could just blend into one big mud puddle, and then you toss in some super deep shade on the bottom. But let's see what they are. The very first one here is from Marc Jacobs. This is the Dreamer palette, and the shade is actually this one. Ooh. In the palette, it looks a little bit more like a corally pink, but swatched out, I think the color showed a little more, and it has a very strong kind of gold shimmer in there. So it could be a pretty all over the lid color, so I'm not going to complain about that. I wish it's a little bit lighter, but we can make it work. So that's that color right there. The next one here is what we have left over from last update. So this is the Coral Obsessions Huda Beauty palette, and it is the shade right here, bottom middle. So that's that matte coral color. The third one though, I feel those two are like basically the same shade. They look so similar. So that's gonna be really hard. And this is my Wet n Wild Spoiled Army Brat Trio, and it's just the shade in the middle right here. So not great. And then this color is Wet n Wild Nutty. It's a very pretty shade. Look at that shine. But it's dark though. I don't know how to put it together with the rest of the shades. It's just right here. Nutty. I barely used mine. I think over the years I just didn't really touch it. This is what it looks like. Well, we shall see how that goes. I think I hear my neighbors mowing the lawn now, so I will hurry up and spare you the noise. But basically the last shade is from my Naked Urban Decay palette. The shade is Dark Horse. Look at how dark it is. That is crazy. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. It's this one. So very interesting color palette, challenging for sure. I will have to play around with those colors and see how I can make it work, but we shall see. I will report back hopefully in a month, regardless how much progress I'm making. I do want to get back to my regular filming schedule, so hopefully I have something to report back next month, and wish me luck. Don't forget to give me a like if you enjoyed this video, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.